This week on Cruisin' New England. Hot rods and slot cars, candy and toys. We're on the road again, and it's time to premiere a new feature. I'm Paul Manette, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Cruisin' New England and Sometimes Beyond. Today we're in Yonkers, New York, where I'm going to have a look at some awesome hot rods. Then we're off to the Pez Museum in Connecticut, where I'm going to introduce you to a new Cruisin' crew member. All this and more when we come back on Cruisin' New England. All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Manette. Let's go cruising. Closed captioning for Cruisin' New England on Nesson is being brought to you by New England Recycling. Waste put to work. Cash for Gold, the place to sell your unwanted gold and diamonds. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. We at Cash for Gold are gold and diamond specialists. We will buy all size diamonds, gold chains, rings, bracelets, silver coins, and even broken jewelry. Often we pay 2 to 3 times higher than pawn shop prices. We also pay up to 90% of the daily price of both diamonds and gold. We are the original, authentic, family-run Cash for Gold and have been for over 35 years. Visit us at 527 South Broadway, Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire.
Your special moments are something to remember. For weddings, portraits, and special events, contact Sparks Fly Photography.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Auto Rust Technicians. We've been welding and sandblasting and undercoating cars for over 35 years. If you got those problems, give us a call.
Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. Many of you know me as the old original of Collector Car Insurance at Grundy. Well, today I'm here to introduce something new. We call it the Motor Vehicle Programmer MVP. MVP is designed to offer you the same great coverage with agreed value and incredible rates, not just on your collector cars, but on your daily drivers, your motorcycles, your motorhomes, your pickup trucks. If it goes over the road, we can insure it on MVP. To get a quote, call our 800 number or visit us online.
I'm Dick Shappy and deal in the finest classic motor cars, cycles, and vintage parts to collectors all over the world, but we're right here in New England. Vintage cars are like vintage wine. Both get better with proper care and time. I offer a luxury experience that's by appointment only. So check out my website, classiccars.ws, or call me at 401-521-5333 to find your personal piece of history.
We're back, and I'm with Bobby Curto, Yonkers, New York. I came all the way up here from the Boston area to see you. I want to check in on some of your hot rods. Tell us about what you have right here behind us.
Well, right here, Paul, I have a 34 Highboy, and as you can see, I made a little miniature to go along with it.
So, Bobby, let's talk about the big one first. This is an old-school hot rod. Let's talk about the paint.
Well, that's just it, Paul. It is an old-school hot rod, and it has a really old-school paint job, which I really love about it. It's one of the things that attracted me to the car. It has that real, I'm coming down the street look. It's fenderless. I mean, it's got the look.
It certainly does. And hey, let's take a look at that big motor you have here.
This is a pretty big engine for the street, and all the horsepower I'll ever need, and then some.
What kind of horsepower do you have in it?
Well, right now it's only driven about 5% overdrive, so it's I would estimate about 575 to 600. But if I drive the blower differently, I could very easily get it up to 700 horsepower. But it's more power than I need right now. So.
Now I know you did a little work to the interior. What did you do?
Pretty much took a fiberglass dashboard and I made a complete aluminum dashboard and an aluminum center console.
Now those are pretty big wheels you got in the back over there. Tell us about the wheels.
Well, those are Mickey Thompson radial tires. They're the biggest they make. They're the widest they make anyway, and they just add to the look of the car, the old school hot rod that I just live for. I live for that stuff.
Every time I see you, you tell me that you're evolving your projects, which is really great.
I live for working on them. I change them up as much as I can. That's what makes me wake up in the morning, is knowing that I'm going to build some project, do something.
And you're going to make it better, and your personality comes out in the vehicle. I can see that already. I got to have a look at this miniature hot rod. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, people get a kick out of that, Paul. From the body alone, I was inspired to build that whole thing. And what I basically started with, I wanted something that was electric start and reverse, which you don't really see much on these barstool racer type cars.
Barstool races? What is that?
People actually take real bar stools, and from a simple bar stool, they build a chassis around it, and they sit on the bar stool, they put a little steering wheel just like this, and they drive around literally on a bar stool. So it's as close to a barstool racer as you can get, less the bar stool itself, because I chose to go with the body. But if I were to put a bar stool on this, remove the body, it would be a bar stool racer. So I had the body. I bought a youth ATV, brand new in the crate. People would have been sick. I cut it in half before I even decrated it, because I wanted to emulate the front end of this car as closely to the front end of this car as I possibly could. Like, it has a 4-bar Pete and Jake's front suspension with Heim joints. It runs great. It turns heads. And the paint job, my friend Jimmy Levecki, who's a painter, a custom painter, I just can't tell you how overwhelmed I am about how close he emulated the paint job to the real car. I even tow it. I have a small trailer, and I put a unintrusive tow hitch on this car so that I could tow it to the shows, and people just, they're beside themselves when they see me come into a show and they see one car right behind the other. They just love it.
Well, I tell you, when I first saw it, I really loved it. Let me tell you. How's this thing run?
Well, it has a 125cc engine. People often ask me, how fast does it go? And honestly, I don't know, because I don't have a speedometer on it, but I could tell you it gets pretty scary around 30 or 35 miles an hour. I mean, I spent a lot of time in research, like researching the headlights, finding the little coilover shocks. It took more time to gather the parts than it did to build the car, because I wanted to get everything as close to this car as I possibly could.
Well, it's a wonderful combination you have here, but there's a vehicle I really want to see, because we saw it last season on my show, but you've done a lot more work to it. I want to have a look at that now if we could. Bobby, when we last saw this vehicle, it didn't look like this. What have you done to it since we saw it last?
Well, when you saw it last, it was in a transitional state. I was trying to take it from a more traditional 34 to a hot rod looking 34. I removed the bumpers, which always gives it that hot rod look. I put some nice wheels on it. It used to have reverse wheels with baby moons. But mainly, my friend Jimmy, again, the guy who painted the little car, he did this nice graphic on the side for me. It has a marble effect. It has an orangey, grayish marble effect, and he added these little flames.
So, Bobby, what do we have under the hood?
It has a 351 Windsor Ford motor. Has a C4 Ford transmission and an 8.8-inch Ford rear end. It's all Ford.
Well, let's have a look at the interior. Now, I noticed you got the flames on the doors. That's pretty cool.
I actually did those myself. It was my first attempt at interior work.
Now, this is something you do not trailer. You drive this everywhere, don't you?
I don't trailer any of my cars, Paul. I own my cars to enjoy them.
Bobby, we looked at your little hot rod, but I understand you got some hot rods that are even smaller.
Well, that's true, Paul. I've actually duplicated that car in 3 different scales, 1/24th, 1/18th, and that quarter scale.
I guess when we come back, we're going to have a look at those, aren't we?
Yeah, sure.
All this and more on Cruisin' New England, and sometimes beyond.
Order a bunch of parts to get ready for the car show this weekend?
And I got a hot deal, too.
You think? Think again.
Oh, man.
Tired of back orders? You need NPD. With 4 strategically located superstores, orders are shipped direct to your door within 1 to 3 business days. National Parts Depot has quality restoration parts for Ford Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free.
Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook.
I'm Paul Minette of Cruisin' New England at McMulkin Chevrolet. McMulkin has shipments arriving weekly of the new C7 Corvette.
People from all over the country buy their Corvettes from McMulkin Chevrolet to get the highest level of value and service.
McMulkin Chevrolet always has over 250 Corvettes in stock in their 3-story climate-controlled building. Remember, all roads lead to McMulkin Chevrolet. Check them out at McMulkin.net.
The Thompson Auto Group.
When September comes, the party begins. Cruise on over to the Big E in West Springfield, Massachusetts, September the 12th through the 28th.
Would you like to see more Cruisin New England television? Now you can watch Cruisin New England every day on our website television show. See past episodes featuring premier automobile collections, memorabilia, automobilia, and car shows. You'll see our visit with Charles Gould and his Matchbox Motors Microcar Museum, the Chevy Guy, John Broden's car collection and automobilia, and a whole lot more. Join us on our website television show at cruisennewengland.com.
Don't miss the Amherst Outdoor Antique Auto Show and Flea Market, Amherst, New Hampshire, the last Sunday of the month, April through October. Over 500 spots. Gates open at 6 a.m. with free admission.
I don't know. I think you let me win that one. I don't know. Hey, that was a lot of fun. Now, we saw the big hot rod. We saw a middle-sized hot rod. Now we're going to see the real small ones, aren't we?
The real small ones are the ones I enjoy doing nowadays. You know, I could spend a lot of time up here away from the weather, and I enjoy building them almost as much as I enjoy building the real ones.
So did you actually build that track yourself?
Yes. I built this track myself, and the Le Mans track was professionally built, sort of like the kind you would find at a slot car place.
So you have actually two different styles of racing here.
Right. This is my passion, drag racing, and the Le Mans track was just because I had a lot of room and nothing to do with it, so I thought I'd build a nice track there. The track itself was built by a company called TDK Tracks, and he does a great job, a guy named Todd. I gave him the size of the table, and I laid out a configuration that I wanted, and he worked with me. We went back and forth 2 or 3 times, because some of the stuff I wanted didn't work, and some of the stuff he gave me I didn't even think of. So between the two of us, we laid out this design, and I'm very happy with it. What I do is I have over 600 HO cars, and I don't run them all. Some of them are just collectibles. But the ones that I do run, I give each person 5 cars, and it's a game of attrition. We do time trials, we dial them in. The drag strip has a computerized tree which will stagger the tree to equalize the race between cars if 2 cars run 2 different times. And it's the last man standing.
I understand you even make some of these cars by hand.
Oh, I cast many of the bodies in resin. If you noticed when we came in, there's a lot of Hot Wheels on the walls. I don't collect Hot Wheel cars per se. I pick body styles that I like, and eventually I will cast them in resin, and then I retrofit them onto the HO cars. For example, there's a case over there with about 16 cars in it. Every single one of them is custom made, even the decals. I mean, there's not a car in that case that can be purchased. I make them myself.
You're talking about a lot of work here. What would you say the hour count was on building, say, one of them?
If I wanted to do just one single individual car, between creating the mold, making the body, making the decals, painting it, assembling it, it's probably 12 solid hours of work. As a matter of fact, Paul, I actually made one for you. It's a little gift for you from Cruisin New England.
Bobby, that is beautiful. What a look at that, with my own logo and everything else on it. I can't thank you enough. I'm going to cherish this because I know it's a labor of love for you, and you put a lot of hours into it, and these things mean a lot to me, and I want to thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
Now, that's a 1/64th scale. Now, you also have a larger car that you do, too.
So, for example, Paul, this is a 1/64th scale that was a Hot Wheel. It was a 55 Chevy Gasser. I took the metal body, I made a mold, I cast it in resin, I painted it as if it was a rust bucket, like an old school drag car,
right.
And now you have a running AFX car. Okay, now in contrast, the 1/25th scale is much larger than that. Now here's a 55 Chevy, same body style, but in a 1/25th scale car, and this is a much larger slot car. These take much longer to build. Of course, the paint jobs are much more sophisticated, and the cost of building one of these from scratch is roughly $200, whereas one of the little guys maybe costs about 20 bucks.
So, Bobby, can we try out this Le Mans track?
Sure, no problem.
All right.
So, Paul, you ready to race?
Yeah, if you give me just 1 second.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, since you're the guest, I'm going to let you start the race.
Okay. You ready? Set, go!
Okay.
Now you know how I like to start a race, don't you, Bob?
I see that now.
Oh, man, this is good. I think I got you this time. I think I got you.
Yeah, I think you're ahead.
Awesome. All right, finally, I won a race. Hey, listen, we saw your big hot rods. All right, we had a look at your little hot rods. I got a chance to even play with some of the little ones. I'd like to play with that medium-sized one. What do you think?
Whatever you like. You're the guest.
Well, let's go.
Let's go do it.
Bobby, this is an awesome little hot rod. Help me get this thing going. I want to take it for a ride.
No problem. Well, we just turn these two switches up, hit the start button,
And I'm off. Well, I want to thank you for a great day today. It was awesome being with you, sharing your vehicles with us.
Same to you, Paul, and thank you.
This is an awesome vehicle for me to take for our next segment at this toy factory that you're going to see right after this. Welcome to the Town Fair Tire Recognition Award Series. Each week we're going to be giving away an award to recognize a classic car owner throughout New England. I'm here with Jim Giuliano. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Advertising for Town Fair Tire.
Paul, Town Fair Tire is a proud sponsor of the Recognition Award Series. At the end of the series, we're going to have a Town Fair Tire Choice Award winner for the $500 gift certificate.
It's going to be very exciting. Jim, I'd like you to meet David Ippolito. This is his 1974 F-250 Ford.
Dave, tell us a little bit about your truck.
It's a 1974 F-250. It's a 351 modified engine in it, and it's a candy apple red, and it's been the family since new.
It's really awesome looking, and I want to thank you on behalf of Town Fair Tire. I'd like to give you a gift certificate and a trophy.
Thank you.
Get to Town Fair Tire. You always get free mounting, free flat repair, free tire rotation, free snow tire changeover. Drive with confidence. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
We're back, and I'm in Orange, Connecticut at the Pez Plant and Visitor Center with the President and CEO of Pez, Joe Vittoria. Joe, the question is Pez candy or is it a toy?
It's both, but it is the golden question. It is clearly a well-made toy, and that's really what most people collect it or buy it for because it's got some great characters associated with it. But at the same time, we've been making a candy since 1927, which is well known, and it's a great flavor, and it's all natural.
I am a kid in literally a candy store and a toy store. When did it all begin?
Oh, 1927. And it was started by Edward Haas III. And really what he did was created a mint, and then eventually a box to put the mint in. And very simply, it started as a mint dispenser to help smokers stop smoking. That's curiously why it looks like a cigarette lighter in a crate, and especially in the original versions.
When did it become this fabulous toy?
In the 50s, it came to the States, and one of our engineers had an idea how to sell more product, and that was by putting characters on it.
You've gone into all types of different, areas of show business.
Well, think about it. When you were growing up, what was popular? Either it was rock and roll, was Mickey Mouse, and what Pez has always done over the years is develop characters that kind of associate with that period of time. So really we stayed with that theme, and currently with our new products, you'll see Star Wars, you'll see all the new Disney characters, you'll see Hello Kitty, you'll see many of the things we do to make sure we connect with the person, the buyer, the customer at that time.
Well, hey, listen, we're Cruisin New England, and I know you've done a lot with
vehicles.
Oh, sure. We've done several. Matter of fact, we started with many trucks over the years of different flavors, and you'll see those again when you go through our visitor center. We've got every one laid out that we've ever made. Then we also got involved a few years ago with detachable cars, where the car comes off the top of the dispenser, you pull it back, it's got rubber wheels, and it goes. And then we've also done joint ventures with Hot Wheels on vehicles as well. So there's a lot we've done with vehicles, but also NASCAR. We've had NASCAR racing for years, both in helmets, in cars, and full-size pull-and-go cars as well over the years. On the table, we picked a few interesting characters. One is Mickey Mouse, and this is a Swarovski bedazzled Mickey Mouse, and this is one of 100 that were made, and I happen to get one. I'm actually number 3 of 100, and it's a great piece. We've also got, we do a lot with Major League Baseball. Here I've got, because this is a New England channel, we've got, of course, Boston, but I've also got the Yankees in there as well.
How do you get the rights to license things? And is it easy to be licensed by you?
Well, let me start in the old days. We started with Disney, and we've been with Disney since 1952. As a matter of fact, we're the second oldest licensee. But as far as being licensed with us, we're pretty selective. We try and pick what's popular. We've done Orange County Chopper characters because they're odd, they're unusual, they're a one-time shot. We've done Elvis Presley in a collector set.
What is the collectability? How do you feel this fits in the collector market?
Well, I'll be honest with you. The collector market created itself some years ago. So we started creating collector sets. For instance, we have something that we did some years ago as our first set was our Star Wars collector set. So this is really the first collector set that was ever produced.
Now, there's been books written about Pez.
Oh, sure.
You know, I see here the 3rd edition of a Pez book.
Yeah, well, this is a collector's guide, and it was written by Sean Peterson, who happens to work for us these days. And in this book, he goes through and describes all the different pieces that we've produced over time with a value that the market has put on them. And some of them are as high as $10,000.
A lot more of Pez right here on Cruisin' New England.
Hi, my name is Neil Murley, Murley's Car Care Center. We are Southern New England's Sunoco race fuel dealer. Save on Sunoco race fuel right off Route 3 in Weymouth Heights. And good luck on the track.
These are the faces of childhood food allergies. To these kids, it's not about the inconvenience of restricting peanut products and other food allergens at school or at camp. To more than 6 million of our precious children, it can be a matter of life and death. Help us keep all of our children safe. Learn to recognize allergic reactions. Know the facts about food allergies.
Visit the Wood Museum of Springfield History in Springfield, Mass., home of the world's largest Indian motorcycle collection, and Springfield-built cars like Rolls-Royce and the Duryea. Check out Cruisin' New England Productions' website. You'll see updated information about our fun car show series, including the Magical Mystery Cruise, the Circle of Champions, the Super Wheel Showdown, and the Spooktacular Cruisin' Classic. Also subscribe to Cruisin' New England magazine. We feature some of the hottest rides in the Northeast along with event listings and a whole lot more. Don't miss a single issue. And if you want more information about sponsorships, advertising, or personal appearances by Paul Manette, email us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
In the market for new tires? There's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. We beat anyone, any day. Online prices? We beat them. Wholesale clubs? Other tire dealers? We beat them. No matter what the brand or the size, Town Fair Tire will beat any price, any day. And you always get all these services free. That's why nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We're back, and it's time to introduce you to Samantha Lee. She's the host of our Kids, Cars, and Collectibles segment. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
It's great to be here, Paul.
Now, your first assignment is the Pez Museum here in Orange, Connecticut, and I want to introduce you to Sean.
Hello, welcome.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're here.
Listen, you guys have a good time, and I'll catch up with you later.
So Sean, this is the brand new Pez Visitor Center?
Yes, welcome. We opened in December of 2011. We've got many great things to look at. We've got a representation of everything that we have done since we became a brand in 1927 through everything that we currently do today. So if you'd like, we'll go inside and take a look.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
So what sort of things are we going to see at the Visitor Center?
We've got lots of great things to show you today, but this is one of the first things that people see when they come in, and they often miss because it's so close. It's actually the world's largest Pez dispenser. It stands a little over 14 feet tall.
I noticed in the lobby an incredible motorcycle.
You have a good eye. Most people miss that as they come in because they're not expecting to see a motorcycle hanging over their head, but it's actually the first thing that people can see when they walk into the lobby.
Does it have any special features?
Absolutely, it's Pez. If you look at it all throughout the bike, the detailing, the way it's styled, it all just says Pez. We had it custom built in 2006 by the Orange County Chopper guys.
Can you really ride it?
Absolutely. You'll see our CEO on the motorcycle every once in a while riding around town.
What kind of Pez stuff is on the bike?
Well, the first thing a lot of people notice is the gas tank. It looks like a giant pack of candy, and then the more you look at it, the more you'll notice the details of it, like the spokes of the wheels are dispensers. The mirrors on the bike look like individual tablets of candy. There's a Pez lady on the back fender. Just everywhere you look, there's a little detail. There's Darth Vader on the front. That's actually the oil tank that was custom made for that bike.
Our show is about cars and collectibles. Are there any car Pez?
Oh, absolutely. We got lots of great car Pez, truck Pez, lots of automotive things. Let's go this way and I'll show you. All right, Samantha, this is one of the first cases we'll look at and talk about today. These are some of the cars that we have featured here at the Pez Museum.
I see lots of NASCAR. Tell me about Pez and NASCAR.
It was something that was really fun. It was kind of a new way for us to take the brand, a new audience to introduce Pez to, and it was really successful.
I really like the Pez with the racing helmets. Can you tell me about those?
Those are actually part of the NASCAR series that we did a few years ago. There's lots of different drivers, different combinations. It was something we did for several years, and they've actually now been retired, so they're very collectible.
I see a Hot Wheels. Can you tell me about that one?
Oh, absolutely. You got a good eye. This is actually some of the newest dispensers that we've done in the last couple of years. And what makes those unique is the top of the dispenser actually comes off, and it becomes its own little car to play with. It's what we call pull and goes, which means you put it on the floor, you pull it back, and it'll take off and race across the floor.
Wow, there really are a lot of car Pez.
Well, if you think this is a lot, we're not done yet. We've got a lot of trucks over here. Let's go take a look. What do you think of this?
Wow, I love it. It's really cool.
Lots of different fun things in there, different brands.
Some of these look really old. How long has Pez been making these?
Actually, we started with the truck dispensers in the 1960s, and it's something that we've evolved and we still currently do today. Samantha, let me show you something really cool. This is how our Pez trucks work. It looks just like a truck. The wheels roll, but actually look at that. It's like a Pez dispenser. Loaded up, full of candy, something to take with you.
Thank you. Wow, you have so many Pez.
We do have a lot here. We've actually got an example of everything that we have done since we became a brand in 1927. Some of those things include the little tins before there was even a dispenser that people can see. We've got examples of the very first dispenser and then how it's evolved from all the different characters and things like that up to current day. It includes all those things that even aren't dispensers, like vending machines, old photographs, candy packs, things that just go along with the brand in addition to the dispensers.
What do you think someone my age would want to see?
Disney princesses?
Okay.
Come on, let's take a look. I see you've found part of our Disney collection. We've got some really great things to look at, and right here is our Disney princesses. Think you could name them all?
I think so. Jasmine, Ariel, Cinderella, Mulan, Pocahontas, Sleeping Beauty, Belle, Snow White, Tiana, Rapunzel, and Merida.
Wow, you're good.
Sean, the Pez Visitor Center is amazing.
Well, thank you.
I gotta tell all my friends to come down here.
Well, we hope they do. We're open 7 days a week, and hope people come down to visit us.
I'm sure they will. This is great. Thank you for the tour.
You're welcome.
I've had a great time on this road trip. Went to New York and visited Bobby Curto and raced some of his slot cars. And the Pez Museum speaks for itself. I'm Paul Manette.
Wait, you said that I could do it too.
Yes, I did say that, so let's do it together. I'm Paul Manette.
And I'm Sam.
And together, we'll be Cruisin' New England.